Well, Clyde is somewhat of a mirror of me in a sense. I mean, he's so versatile. He plays, offense, he plays defense. He's good with assists. He can score. So you got to respect him in all areas of basketball. I'm just going to try to contain him as much as possible. Try to force him to shoot the outside shot, as most people try to force me to shoot the outside shot, and force him to his weaker hand, which is left. And that's what people do to me. So hopefully it can work against him.
Nice play by Kersey. It's a 3-on-1. Drexler, yes, and it counts. A facial served up by Clyde Drexler, and the foul committed by Bill Conrad.
Well, this just might be the spark that this team needs by Clyde Drexler.
Yeah. Coming in, yeah. Flex, I just want.
Clyde Austin Drexler, the Glide. For Rockets and Trailblazer fans, the name evokes sweet memories of an outstanding player, one of the best perimeter players of the 90s, and of all time. Unfortunately, he may not be as widely known as he should be, due to playing in an era where the spotlight was on one man, Michael Jordan. Today we delve into the Glide's career. Clyde was born on June 22, 1962, in New Orleans, Louisiana. He lived in South Park, Houston, where he attended Ross Starling High School. Here, he was a classmate of tennis players Zina Garrison. As a sophomore, he failed to make the cut for the basketball team. Sounds eerily similar. It reminds you of another player, doesn't it? That's right, damn near identical case to Michael Jordan. He was a 6'6" center as a senior, and began receiving attention from college scouts and coaches following a 34-point, 27-rebound performance against Sharpstown High School during a 1979 Christmas tournament. After graduating in 1980, he was recruited by New Mexico State University, Texas Tech University, and the University of Houston. Houston was able to recruit both Drexler and his childhood friend Michael Young. Unfortunately, head coach for Houston, Guy V. Lewis, initially received hate mail from supporters and alumni for recruiting Drexler, who they felt wasn't good enough to play for the school. Drexler and Young, along with Larry McHugh and new recruit Hakeem Olajuwon, comprised the Phi Slama Jama basketball fraternity that garnered national attention for its acrobatic, above-the-rim play. Houston made the first of Drexler's two straight Final Four appearances in 1982, where they lost to eventual champions North Carolina, MJ's team. Clyde averaged 15.2 points and 10.5 rebounds per game, which was second in the Southwest Conference. As a 6'7" small forward, with Houston finishing with a 25-8 record. The 1982-83 campaign saw Houston return to the Final Four, ranked number 1. They were matched up against Louisville and the Doctors of Dunk in the semifinals, which Houston won 94-81 following a brilliant dunking display by both sides, including a double pump by Drexler. Yeah, that's right, man performed a slam dunk contest tier dunk in game, almost mythical. Sports Illustrated writer Curry Kirkpatrick hailed it as your basic play of the century. He finished the game with 21 points, 7 rebounds and 6 assists. In the championship game versus North Carolina State, he unfortunately failed to make an impact, picking up 4 fouls before halftime and dropping a meager 4 points, thus losing. The Glide declared for the NBA draft as a junior, leaving Houston with 14.4 points, 3.3 assists and 9.9 rebounds in 3 seasons. He was also named first-team NCAA All-American in 1983 and the Southwest Conference Player of the Year. He remains the only player in school history with combined totals of at least 1,000 points, 900 rebounds, and 300 assists, in addition to being the all-time steals leader with 268. In the 1983 NBA Draft, Drexler was selected by the Portland Trail Blazers with the 14th overall pick. When he came into the league, the Blazers were already established, having players like Calvin Knatz, Fat Lever, Jim Paxson, and Michael Thompson, Clay's father, so there was barely any room for Drexler to blossom. He however still managed to post 7.7 points in 17.2 minutes as a rookie. On the 1984 draft night, Jordan, Hakeem, and Charles Barkley's class, he was almost traded to the Rockets, together with the second pick, for Ralph Sampson. This could have put Hakeem, Clyde, and Jordan, who would have been the second pick, together, forming the greatest super team ever. However, the Rockets rejected this idea. Drexler began picking up steam in his second season, as it was his breakout year, becoming the starting shooting guard for the team. Here, he took a massive leap forward, averaging 17.2 points, 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2.2 steals per game. One of the main reasons he was able to do this was because he became a more well-rounded player, developing his effectiveness in the post and consistency in outside shooting. This proved invaluable for the 6'7" shooting guard, who was well known for his exceptional abilities as a finisher in university, but not so much of a threat as a shooter. His consistent effort in improving propelled his game even further, as during his third season, Drexler made his first All-Star team while averaging 18.5 points, 5.6 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2.6 steals. Before we delve further, let's highlight how Clyde got his nickname. One of the coolest and most catchy ones, the Glide. As aforementioned, in university, he was well known for his high flying above the rim play. He seemingly glided in the air like he was weightless. His finishing was also so smooth it was referred to as a glide, hence the name The Glide developed, which complemented his real name pretty well. In 1989, he set a trailblazer record by dunking on an 11-foot 1-inch rim. The next few seasons, Clyde continued elevating his game, turning into Portland's main focal point for offense and defense. Statistically, he was becoming a force to be reckoned with, as evidenced by the following clip. In these next few seasons, he averaged 27 points, a feat which was unfortunately overlooked by a majority of people, as all eyes were on one man, Michael Jordan, who was simultaneously averaging 35 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds. Clyde's extraordinary leaping ability allowed him to be an acrobatic dunker, and he participated in numerous NBA All-Star dunk contests during the late 80s. He was also an All-Star from 1988 to 1994, including the years 1996 and 1997. Drexler also made the All-NBA second team in 1988 and 1991. In the 1989-90 season, Drexler led the Trailblazers to the NBA Finals, averaging 26.4 points and 7.8 rebounds. Unfortunately, his team lost to the Detroit Pistons, the Bad Boy Pistons, which are led by Isaiah Thomas, in 5 games. This was not Clyde's fault, as he matched Isaiah Thomas point for point. Keep in mind that Isaiah was considered the best player in that series. During the summer of '92, the Clyde was selected to the US Basketball Olympic team, commonly referred to as the Dream Team. This stands as a testament to how good of a player he was. Scratch that, how great of a player he was, being part of the select few, hence showing he was one of the best players in the league. The team won the gold medal in Barcelona that year. Unfortunately, as Clyde found success, his team faltered, losing in the first or second round of the playoffs for a 6-year stretch. In the 1990-91 season, Clyde led Portland to a franchise-best 63-19 record. The heavily favored Lakers unfortunately upset the Blazers by winning the Western Conference Finals. The next season, Drexler made the All-NBA First Team and finished second to Michael Jordan in MVP voting. He met Jordan's Bulls in the finals and was able to hold his own, averaging 24.8 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game in the 6-game series, in spite of Jordan outright hating the comparison between him and Drexler, thus fueling him to dominate the series and win their second consecutive championship, a repeat. Before we continue with the narrative, let's talk about what separated Clyde from the rest of the pack. His personality. Clyde was never a confrontational person. He was just a nice, quiet guy. In spite of his team faltering success in all those years and playoffs, Clyde never demanded a trade. Clyde never fronted the management and was never angry at his role. He was just peaceful, and he decided to work within the confines of the team. All his friends and coaches describe him as this type of person. On February 14, 1995, with the Blazers out of serious contention for a championship, Portland honored Drexler's request to be traded to a contender and sent him back home to the Houston Rockets, alongside Tracy Murray in exchange for Otis Thorpe, Marcelo Nicola's draft rights, and a 1995 first-round draft pick. The Rockets finished the season with a 47-35 record, which made them the 6th seed out of 8 playoff teams in the Western Conference. During the playoffs, Drexler was ejected in a game against the Phoenix Suns by referee Jack O'Donnell, which allegedly stemmed from a personal feud between the two at the time. This would turn out to be the last NBA game O'Donnell would referee, as he wouldn't be assigned any further games that year, and he eventually retired a few months later. Coming into the playoffs, the Houston Rockets were projected not to win this year. They were the 6th seed, and all odds were stacked against them. Clyde was, however, able to step up his game to an incredible level, being able to save the Rockets from elimination 5 times. In fact, Clyde was so good, Houston won 9 playoff road games, 7 in a row. His teammates remarked that he could just see the fire in his eyes, his will to win. This, coupled with the incredible chemistry he had with Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, was able to propel the Rockets to an improbable 2nd consecutive championship in 1995. They were able to sweep the Shaq and Penny Hardaway-led Orlando Magic, in spite of the Magic having home court advantage. Hence, Houston had to win the first 2 games in Orlando. In his 3rd and final NBA Finals appearance, Drexler averaged 21.5 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 6.8 assists per game, thus gaining his first ring. In his final 3 seasons in the NBA, Clyde averaged 16.6, 18.1, and 15 points per game, along with about 5 assists and 6 rebounds. Drexler then opted for retirement after the 98 season, hence ending a prolific career. In his entire career, Clyde never missed the playoffs. He also set some incredible records in his time playing for the league, including most steals in a half, where he had 8 in the second half on November 1st, 1996, in a game versus the Sacramento Kings. Most offensive rebounds by a guard in a career at 2,615. Most steals in a 3-game series in the playoffs, having 13, in a game where the Trail Blazers were playing the Dallas Mavericks in 1990. Most playoff steals in a half, where he had 6, in the Blazers vs Suns game on May 23, 1990. On retiring, Drexler had racked up a great deal of awards, as evidenced by the following clip. In the year 1996, he was named one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history. He is a 2-time Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, and he was also inducted into the Oregon Sports Hall of Fame in 2001. The Glide was regarded as a versatile player, consistently among the leaders for his position in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. He also posted a considerable number of block shots for a player his size, ranking 3rd for his career total among guards. As of 2008, Drexler leads all guards in offensive rebounds with an average of 2.4 per game. Drexler's number 22 jersey has been retired by the Houston Cougars, his college team, the Houston Rockets, and the Portland Trail Blazers. He was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame on September 10, 2004. His first year of eligibility, a feat which few have accomplished. In 2004, he co-authored his biography, Clyde the Glide, with Kerry Eggers of the Portland Tribune and Jim Nantz, a CBS sports broadcaster and former classmate. He became a coach at Houston after retirement and currently serves as a commentator for the Rockets. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe.